Good afternoon. It's 11:59 in the morning. We're a minute early. A minute early and a buck shy. You know, Blake, we'll own nothing and we're going to be miserable.
Exactly.
Now, a program note. Blake, my mom's coming to visit tomorrow. So I don't want to do a show in the morning. I got to do a Patreon anyway. So I don't want to be on the computer twice while my mom's over visiting.
And I'm away tomorrow anyway.
In her elderly years visiting. I'm lucky to have one. This is my biological mother. My adoptive mother passed away in 2015, February 14th, St. Valentine's Day. So you always remember, I can always remember when my mom passed away. Loved her dearly. But Sue's out doing some shopping. Porch Pineapple, you liberal special eater. Don't get me started. Hey, Scoosy's just arrived. Holy smoke. But you got a bunch of groceries to unpack, a whole bunch of stuff. Look at the light shine in. It's like Jesus showed up. Like we got so much stuff going on here today. Okay, let's start with this. I got this one here. Let's share the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, before I do that, holy smokes, let's open this up. Just so you know, I don't know if I got this. And blah blah blah. And Blake's got his own. Blake's on there as well. Blake, you're Blake McKenzie too. Is that right? Is it all one word on the X platform? Ladies and gentlemen,
yes, it is.
If you want to follow, if you have any interest in following my antics on the X platform, I do some pretty funny stuff occasionally. I got a couple of good ones in, like watching CTV. As I just tuned in to watch you fuckers get ratioed to hell. Never disappoints me. Here's Blake. Thank you, Blake, for putting it in there because I can do the heavy lifting. Boom. And boom. Here's Blake. Follow Blake over on the X platform, too. We're just a riot. Ladies and gentlemen, we always solicit the thumbs up, the like on the video. This is a conservative-oriented channel. We're both on the west coast of Canada. We both love the United States. We both love Jesus. Jesus is the Lord. Amen. Jesus is God manifested in the flesh. Crucified, buried, resurrected, coming again. Glory to God. Okay, anyway, we got a big show. Really big show here. Let's share the first clip. This is a little activity from a U.S. senator. I guess he got carried away. And let's go back here. Let's see how it started, and then I'll show you how it ends, because this is worth the price of admission. All right, we go up here. And we'll make this big, Blake, and we'll give it all due reverence it deserves. Get the full volume. Here we go.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the Secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your head.
There he goes. Goodbye.
How many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty?
He's trying to interrupt. I think
Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the.
So, it sounds like Pam Bondi or somebody's giving a little discussion, and the little guy gets tossed out on his rear end. Let there be light.
That's right. Woo.
Thank you. This is why I have my producer, Scoozy, helping. Anyway, it's so great to have Sue here to help us out. She'll settle in, and then she'll be in a little bit. But Blake, so that's how it started. Let's see how it ended up. This thing, we go here, we go here, we go here.
And so that was a representative from Congress or a local state representative?
No, he's bigger than that, I think. I got to find out where the hell this was. I don't know the full details. I think he's a Dem senator. Okay, here
senator.
We go. Okay, let's find out what he is. Hold on, holy fuck. Okay, I'll play the thing, and then I have too much fun with this. This is a lot of fun, Remember when CNN showed up outside Roger Stone's house at 5 o'clock in the morning to film the arrest? You like the FBI court? Hey, we're going to
happened to show up there.
Yeah. If you want to watch it, we got a story. You want to watch? We're going to arrest Roger Stone. You want to be here to record for it? Okay, so here's the thing. There he is getting tousled down. But before that, I want to go do this. Cattur's posting here, and I just love this because I think he may identify the guy. He may. Democrats have been above the law for so long, and they think they can do anything. Not anymore. There's a new sheriff in town. Breaking Democrat U.S. Senator Alex Padilla, Garella, and Hardy. Anyway, Alex Padilla was thrown on the ground and handcuffed. Democrats are no longer above the law. Let's look and enjoy. Here we go.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
If you let my hands go, I'd put behind my back.
All right.
Don't resist arrest, you criminal scum.
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
Yeah, get him there. Lock him up.
Careful of his smartphone in his pocket.
Yeah, careful, it could go off.
No recording allowed in here.
Yeah, he's a handful.
I do not know. There's no recording allowed on here.
Senator Padilla.
Hands
That's
behind your
right
back.
there, Padilla. Don't
Hands behind
resist
your back.
If you let
arrest.
my hands go, I'd put behind my back.
Don't
One hand.
resist
Lay
arrest.
flat. Lay flat.
Warm the cockles of your heart. I know it does for me.
Well, it's great. I mean, come on, you guys. If he's said if he's a senator, he has his platform where he can talk in the state senate, or if he's in Washington D.C. and as a federal senator, you have your opportunities to talk. Don't be crashing other people's meetings. I mean, is that what it's going to come to? I guess we have every Republican senator can show up at a Democratic speech and say, "Hey, we want the stage too now."
It's a huge, colossal demonstration of entitlement. I can do what I want. They think they can do what they go. And this is why Catter does the thing. Hey, man, there's consequences now. You're finding out, and you're fucking around, and you're finding out. And it's a glorious thing to see. A lot of news going on right now. A lot of stories covering. Okay. Oh, this is great. Almost daily, Blake. That guy from Sri Lanka, wherever the fuck he's from. Another guy whose name I can't pronounce, but this character, he apparently. Okay, let me go. This one. Okay, I'm going. I got to go in here and do this properly. Okay, do you know the story? I'm trying to find the clip. Somehow I don't have a clip on this. But basically, he's a minister and American Friends. This is like a
safety. He's a safety minister.
Secretary. Yeah, he's the secretary of what would be the American equivalent. Homeland Security, basically. He's the Secretary of Homeland. He's Canada's Secretary of Homeland Security. This motherfucker had to recuse himself because he apparently from two terrorist gangs, not one, but two.
Two
fuckers involved with not one, but two terrorist gangs. He had to recuse himself. Let me get something on this. Recuse terrorist.
I think is he a Tamil? Is he back? Is it because he's connected to Tamil Tigers from Sri Lanka?
Tamil Tigers. It sounds like a football club.
He represented them. He was their lawyer.
Okay, public safety. Okay, here it is. Global news. We'll just go to these frickin' idiots. Global news. There, just so you know. Public Safety Minister R.E. Canada's Secretary of Homeland Security recuses himself from files on two terrorist groups. Look at that. He's so fucking likable, though, Blake.
Well, come on. I think you're right. He's likable, but give him credit. He actually did recuse himself. Typical liberals would be like, "I don't care. I should be here."
Yeah,
right. And you know what? Maybe we could call him. At least he's the happy liberal.
Yeah, I think the thing is so cheerful. But you know what? You're so right about that. Normally, he would have recused himself. But I think because he's so new to the country, I believe he's only been here about 3 or 4 days. And he's still learning our ways. We're still learning our ways. We got another story coming up pretty quick here. Okay, and I assume you got more on this, or did you share the same link?
No, I didn't share.
Oh, okay. I'll bop that right out.
Yeah.
Okay, Blake, this is probably the outrage of the week. I mean, are you getting tired? Are we getting burnt out of being outraged? I mean, you go one day, the next day, everything is just fucking nuts. But this one here, I agree with a lot.
Madness prevails.
A lot of fucking, I mean, it's kind of funny at the same time because so stupid. I'm just popping them in. Did you get it?
No.
Oh, okay.
don't
Never
know.
mind. Okay. Holy fuck. I got it here. I'll read it. Blake, this is just high comedy. Okay. I don't want to kill that
We
one.
got Mayor Bass. We should pull that one up. She's flip-flop. Now she's admitting there's riots. That would be a good story
Okay.
to bring
Okay.
up.
Well, hold on. You grab that link and I'm going to share this thing I got here. Okay. This thing is just hilarious. We got to make it big for the
Oh,
kids.
yeah. Okay, let's see if the Peanut Gallery can
This is
Okay.
hilarious.
pronounce that for us. Don't say it. Just
Yeah.
tell us what that says.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, I mean, since I'm, as I've explained many times, I'm a First Nations type, so I'm, fluent in my Indian languages, which is great. Do you know, Blake, if a horse has been through town, I can tell, like 4 days later, I smell the cow pies and shit, and I could just tell how long the last time they were through. Many day, been here, full moon. Coming by as come big. Okay, so anyway, here we go. Let's make this big. Trutch Street. Apparently, Trutch, you're a historian. You know a lot about early British Columbia history. Trutch is one of our founding fathers, colonial period of Canada. Is this right?
Well, specifically the colonial period of the colony of British Columbia.
Yes,
So we
well,
were our own
that's-
colony before Canada.
Yeah.
Canada.
Okay, so there's a lot.
Joseph Trutch was his name. He was assigned as a quote unquote Indian agent, if you could call it
Indian
in
agent.
American
I love-
terms. But he was to he created the reserve system historically that was in British Columbia
Well, my
before
cousin
the federal government took it over.
Well, my cousins owe that gentleman a lot because they're all on reservations. I think it's fantastic. Okay, let's see what we're getting on here. Trudge Street is now Skiskamuka Yisiamasam Street. It's said to be Vancouver's first street sign using the Hanquak language. But the
I
language
think that's Heckomalum. It's supposed to be, but I don't know what the language
yeah,
is written
sure.
there.
Yeah, that and $5 would get me a coffee. But the language concocted by Professor UBC and uses a colonial American phonetic alphabet and Roman characters. Well, that's kind of problematic. But let's take a look at this thing. This long Vancouver road will be renamed Saxmac ECL. Saxmac. Hey, let's go down to Saxmac Street this summer. There it is, Old Trudge Street. Every child matters. Of course, that never happened. Trudge Street sign in Vancouver. Next week, Vancouver City Council. When you've lost your country to a bunch of communists is when you see this kind of shit.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is just absolutely.
Well, Victoria had a Trutch Street too, and they renamed that one as well.
What's that one called?
I'll wait for the first person, a local resident, to spray paint the name back on there. Will probably be charged with a hate crime.
No, they'll do it. They'll do it with a hoodie.
With a hoodie.
With the hoodie and the mask and the whole thing. And they'll be doing it at 3 a.m. But anyway, I mean, this is just nonsensical. How many people speak the Natsakatukutuka language, Blake, estimated? Well, how many?
Well, they a matter of fact, there's the only people who, as that article correctly stated, the only people who wrote and created that language was UBC professors. So a bunch of white liberals who basically tried to create a language, a written language, to a language that never had a written language.
Yeah.
So, but in British Columbia, we have so many place names that are Indigenous place names that we were able to write it in a way that's pronounceable, like Saanich, Esquimalt, Souk.
Hold on.
Nanaimo.
I got trouble in the peanut gallery right now. Brad Teal, Richard's show is and has been a disaster. How long before you take out back like Old Yeller? Well, Old Yeller, praise God, he got rabies. He was a heroic dog. Now, shouldn't you be out bleaching your asshole, Brad Teal? Get to it, son. Holy so nice to see you back, Brad. I missed you. Brad went down. He got involved with some sort of peyote. He had a fallout with PB-Tell or something. Feelings hurt. It was horrible. He went down, and the last we heard about him, he was taking some sort of peyote or some sort of, what is that drug?
Jim Morrison in the Desert Experience?
Yeah, it's just something going on. Anyway, fantastic. I'm sure there's a Tesla waiting for you to rip it up a little bit there, Brad. But anyway, it's good to see you, Brad. I love you so much. You know, this is the worst TV show since Cop Rock. Sports Pineapple, you may be right about that. You may be right about that. Anyway, Brad, it's great to see Brad too. We love Brad. Okay, here's the thing. So a bunch of university professors made it. The indigenous population, which is now the colonialists that have been here for over 200 years, we speak that small fragmented, and even the Cree people out on the plains, when they come here, they won't be able to speak it because they're Cree. It's tribalism. It's the literal manifestation of tribalism. Well, that's their tribe. You might as well put a bunch of fucking pictographic water buffalo and a Yeti slanted on just to the right, pointing with its little paw. So you know exactly what the fuck, this thing's about. Because no one could honor it because no one knows what the fuck it means.
Yeah, can you imagine a 911 call to where? I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, I'm being raped on fucking it's though. You know, Blake, I got to tell you a story. True story. When we were on Shelbourne Street, God, I don't have trouble saying that. It's probably because it's in my own fucking language. But anyway, Shelbourne Street, when we were on Shelbourne, I was watching this car flying down Shelbourne. This lady was there was a little Chinese corner grocery store, and she crossed right into the lane, and a guy T-boned her. Just bomb. Her head, she was driving. I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. She went right out, didn't see the car coming, I guess. It T-boned her, bang, right in. And she hit her head on her driver's side. And then she flew over to the back side, hit that. And then she went right out. I go, holy fuck. Now, I only lived about 5 houses away. But I was new to the area when we kind of first moved. And I go, there's an accident. There's a lady, 911. Hello, there's an accident. The lady's been injured. A car accident just happened. Where was it? It's on Shelbourne Street, about 2 blocks up from the Simpson Sears. It's not Sears Roebuck in Canada, it's Simpson Sears, Canadian reference. So she's up 2 blocks. Well, what's the name of the street? I don't. She's on Shelbourne and the intersect, but I don't. What's the intersect? I don't have the. It's just go north of north there, whatever the hell. I don't know. And just go north, and you
can't miss it.
Yeah. So, okay. So if I couldn't get an ambulance to help this poor fucking woman out back in 1984 or something, how the hell am I going to help anybody that's getting raped on Takatuka Street? I mean, there's no way. Where is she? She on Takatuka. You know the Indian street that nobody
can mail. How are you going to get mail?
They'll know exactly. How are you going to get your fucking mail? Can you imagine? Holy shit. I'd be moving out of there so fucking fast. I don't
Maybe that's the intent. It's going to be reclaimed as a street of parkland.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll be happy and know nothing,
Well, we did have a unifying language at one time historically with indigenous people and the Hudson's Bay Company and fur traders in the area. It was called Chinook language. It was a mixture of English,
like
First Nation language, and that way they could communicate with each other. And it was a unifying language at that time. Much like English became a unifying language or the trading language of the world, thanks to Great Britain conquering almost, 2/3 of the world at one point. But that's essentially what it was. But yeah, that there is a language still exists. So why didn't they just use Chinook? I mean, that we would all agree on. I mean, even the indigenous people agreed on that language. So why wouldn't that just be hey, we have a unifying language. Let's go back to Chinook.
Okay, we got having some audio problems on the show today. A little cut in, a little cut out for you, Cheryl. It sounded good. Blake sounds good to me. He's coming in clear.
Yeah, I hear everybody clear. Is it on YouTube or X?
It may be, I don't know. Anyway, welcome everybody. Make sure you give the show a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. Hey, Sue, do you want to grab the link on Victoria? It's one of mine. It's second from the top. Victoria Safety. I want to talk more about that with Blake. just so the kids can see the picture of it and everything. This is my hometown. Blake's living in Victoria now, but Victoria's my hometown. Sue
It was my
born-
hometown as well. I was born
Yeah,
here.
Sue was born and raised there. Victoria's my hometown. All right, here we go. Thank you so much, Sue, for doing the heavy lift. Look at beautiful Victoria. Downtown Victoria Business Association is calling on all three levels of government to improve downtown safety as it releases its 2025 annual report. No need to go show any words. This is a pretty picture. But you know what the deal is? All three levels of government. What the fuck happened to Victoria, Blake?
Well, progressive rot is what happened to Victoria.
Progressive rock? I love
Rot.
prog rock.
Rot. R-O-T.
I was hoping it would be yes. Oh, I
Well,
love
actually, if you scroll down that picture, you'll see my comment that seems to be getting a lot of responses.
it.
on
Okay,
it.
I want to see your comment.
And that describes exactly what I said yesterday.
Remember what I said yesterday with Blake? I said the comment. Have you got his comment? Blake,
Yeah,
I'm so
right.
proud of you.
It's
Yeah,
right
if you're on that one, there it is.
Okay, here
right
we go.
below it.
Okay, here's our own Blake, big time. Blake, you might as well read. Do the show more so Blake can read the whole thing on his comment.
I can see them.
It only goes Victoria Lacks,
Oh, I see.
show
I'm
more.
sorry.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
there we go. So
Okay, Blake,
I
read it.
responded to this insanity.
Yeah, read it.
So I just put Victoria's lost with no way back. EB's
Yeah.
public sector expansion has driven away private capital investment, except union pension funds in hotels and rentals from Victoria. So that again ties to our earlier discussions weeks ago about the large investment in union pension funds with the big asset manager class. They've been buying up hotels, etc., and residential real estate. So, so the city's progressive Marxist council grows renters, municipal voters without stakes. Victoria lacks balance. Only takers lead. Small businesses struggle or depend on subsidies from overpaid civil servant spouses. I know I'm being a little nasty there, but that's the reality. The only businesses are these tiny little businesses as hobby gigs for spouses with wealthy, overpaid bureaucrats. Wealth isn't generated in Victoria. It's evaporating. The wealthy residents keep their money elsewhere. So those that are rich in Victoria have their assets and money being produced in other parts of the world. So that's earned outside of the city. The once optimistic, entrepreneurial gold rush city now suffers from a progressive rot, far left ideologues, and endless government growth. That is the problem with Victoria.
Well
it is a
said.
cesspool, hellhole, just like San Francisco's gone through, downtown Portland, Seattle's gone through. But even the progressives to the south are unmatched to the Looney Tunes we have here in Victoria or in Vancouver. I mean,
so time flies so quickly. You know what that
I know,
what
I'm
you're
saying
talking about.
20
It's
years
not
ago.
10 years ago. You're
like-
going back about 30 years.
Yeah, I know.
You're going back to 1991, 90. He could. My brother-in-law was a cop. He told us back in the 90s. He said we arrest them. We have to let
They
them
just
go
put
the
them back
next day.
right
They're
away.
out the very next day.
yeah.
They just have an overnight stay and then they're out in the street causing trouble again.
Hey, it's the only city too. Victoria has this crazy idea that a mayor doesn't even have to live in Victoria to be mayor, and they elected a non-resident mayor to be mayor. I mean, it's
That's
just
really like-
insane.
Cheryl and anybody else having trouble with YouTube right now, we do simulcast. Gosh, we're big time, Blake. We simulcast on the X platform, so you can watch us over there. They won't have the sound problems that YouTube is experiencing. So go to X, watch it on the X platform, and it'll play through cleanly. Because everything's good on our end. Blake sounds good to me, blah, blah, blah. Coming through clear. Okay, the next one, I got some good news, some happy news. Can you do Mask Boy? This is third from the top. I'm calling him Mask Boy. I just love those kind of terms. You know, there's Cabana Boy. When you add boy on something, it's always funny. We had a guy in the Bible community called Beetle Boy. He wanted to be, we're going to call you Beetle Boy. Anyway, here we go.
Oh, he looks happy.
Holy fuck. Look at this guy. Okay, so what's the story, Morning Glory? Let's do this. Hide the message so we can see it. Breaking exclusive. The driver went viral for dropping off Bionic Shield face mask to the LA riders, has been arrested by the FBI. in a sting at his home this morning. I wish we had been there at 5 o'clock with CNN on the job to see him taken into custody with guns drawn and pull this fucker in. Alejandro Arellana was taken into custody on suspicion of conspiracy to commit civil disobedience. There's a little guy in there.
He kind of looks like a little mini Che Guevara without the beard.
Holy smokes. Well, maybe when he's older, he can get one. There he is in action. Goggles at the ready to handle any tear gas thrown his way with his bionic shield. So,
And his face diaper below his chin, too.
yeah, apparently this guy is a well-known, he's an activist. He's, he knows what he's doing. He knows his way around a riot. So nice to see this fucker brought into custody. This is called justice. This is fucking around and finding out again. Dave, on the record goes, no audio issues on YouTube for me. Well, that's good. If you're clear and if it's working for you, stay with YouTube. But if it's screwing around, head over there. Blake's background is crying out for some graffiti. UK has fallen. Lou Reed lives. Paul is not dead. Yeah, you can put some graffiti. Get one with graffiti, Blake. That would be easy to do, actually, quite frankly. That would be really easy to do. But anyway, yeah, very interesting. That I'm happy to report they got that guy. And of course, Motorcycle Bob, the guy with the helmet that was throwing the rocks, I think his days are numbered. They know who he is. They got his name. They know where, they've got everything on this guy. Look for him to be arrested very shortly. So we got the Dem senator getting thrown to the ground, handcuffed.
Yeah.
You'd have loved to see it.
Judges being marched out, arrested, crying with their eye.
We're seeing so much.
Yeah. The real insurrection is finally being broken.
But now, okay, so it's a seesaw. It's a topsy-turvy world here on the Rachel's Ghost, or this is Ghost Town Politics. Excuse me, it was my other channel. Ghost Town Politics with Blake McKenzie. Can you do refugee claim record? Refugees claim record. Let's see what's happened. That's about fourth down. Let's go say. Blake, you love a record being broken. Hey, does Blake eat cats? He looks like a little like Elf.
Elf, alien life form.
Alien life form Elf. 80s legend Elf.
Yeah, he was
Tragically,
great show.
Gone. Yeah, he's gone, poor Elf. Okay, let's take a look. Look at that beautiful. What the hell?
5 million students. Yeah, look at the picture.
Set a record for number of refugee claims. We've set a record. Apparently, we're number 4 in the industrialized world for immigration, like people wanting to come in here and claim refugee status. I'm just, things are getting so bad here, Blake. I want to claim refugee status in the States. Trouble is, they got their hands full right now. So, I don't have a lot of hope in getting there right now.
Well, and I think what's happening is there's organized groups in behind that are pulling this crap with those, the 5 million so-called student and temporary work visas. Yeah. That's going to be a big part of this problem because the bureaucracy is so corrupt. I think we basically live in a kleptocracy now. We're full of corruption. Yeah. That the very people that are running your government are on the payola chain, and it's not hard to take a little cash back to bring somebody into the country or your cousin or whatever it is that you're going to help.
And those cousins over there, they're trying to fast track citizenship for all those fuckers. So
yeah, if they've been here for 1,000 days, then they can not only get their own citizenship underway, but they can also sponsor in any family members after living here for 1,000 days without citizenship.
Yeah.
Just be on the land for 1,000 days. Like, what the heck are you talking about?
I knew a guy back in the 70s. He married this girl. It was an arranged deal, and the government knew it was an arranged deal. They caught him, but he managed to get away with it, and he ended up, they didn't stay together long or anything. but stayed long enough together until the heat blew off, and then the deal was money, the money exchange, blah, blah, blah. Remember Joe did that too?
Yeah.
We won't mention any other name. His guy's name is Joe. You know
Yeah.
who I'm talking
Yeah.
about. He did as well. His was in China. He grabbed a wife from China. He says he makes pretty good money doing it, and they pay good dollar over there. You know, gee, Dad, like watching old Bruce Lee movie, Blake. I loved the first one, The Big Boss. Otherwise known as Fist of Fury. They played around with the names of the titles of these things, but The Big Boss, mostly in Thailand. Bruce Lee's over there, and the son of the Big Boss goes, "Gee, Dad, can I?" You know, and you're watching the dub, right? "Gee, Dad, can I borrow 300 yen?" The line was just unintentionally funny to me.
Every time somebody's hit, it sounded like a whip.
Yeah. My favorite in that movie is Bruce Lee karate chops a guy who does something, and the guy goes through the board, and the frame of the hole through the board is shaped like the guy.
And we had a Canadian one of his shows.
Like
John Saxon was in one of Bruce Lee's movies too.
Hold that. Now wait a sec. Don Saxon?
No,
now,
John Saxon.
John Saxon.
The actor played one of the.
John Saxon's Canadian?
He's Canadian. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I have no record of that. Let me look this up. I can't believe this. This is fake news. John Saxon. I am shocked if he's Canadian. Let's go to Wikipedia and see where he is. He's born in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay. I thought he was.
Right.
Well, he made. Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm getting it from Wikipedia. John Saxon,
Wikipedia.
Born Carmine Orico. That I didn't know. 1936 to 2020 was an American actor who worked on more than 200 film and television.
Did he
projects.
move to Canada? Because he may have became a
No,
Canadian
you know
citizen.
what? Okay, I know what you're doing here, and I figured you out pretty quick. You're thinking Bob Goulet.
Bob the
You're
singer.
thinking Bob Goulet. You said. I love that. The gay Paris with Eva Gabor. You said the little cat. "Oh, darling, I have to go and get my claws done." You said. Bob Goulet, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, my bad.
Yeah. Ford Eagles, how the YouTube glitch helped with the Fist of Fury line. Meet the lip sync authentic dubbing. Fantastic. All right, let's get back to away from our.
How about this? Do we have any? The tensions between Israel and Iran are rising rapidly right
Okay,
now.
are they? Okay, well, I don't have anything on that. But first of all, let's end on this refugee claim record. What do you think about this? Expect it?
Well, I mean, apparently Carney's saying they're going to pull back the immigration files to ensure that we're going to reduce that number, but I don't believe him. I think he's piling as many people in here as possible. That's the liberal methodology. How many voters can you bring in to make you a perpetual government that never loses power?
Oh, and I've just been taking Poilievre to task because he's going to reduce the immigration and stuff. And then I've got him doing the thing on TikTok where he's going, DK Baker, the 10th go through, and all this sold out bunch of stuff. Is Rachel the MAGA chairless? I always saw myself more as a Dean Martin type. Thank you, Porch Pineapple. Oh, bumfucker, you. Anyway, let's take a look and we'll see. We'll see what we got here. Yeah, we got a good one here for you, Blake. Okay, what do we got? Maxime Bernier. And okay, as I've been saying for years, Anthony Koch says multiculturalism became not just a demographic reality, but a governing philosophy. The old Anglo-French identity of the country, rooted in the language, law, religion, and tradition, was steadily replaced by a kind of curated pluralism where national belonging was not defined by a common culture, but by shared access to bureaucracy. Beautifully said. In theory, this was meant to make everyone feel included. In practice, it left us with a country in which all cultures are celebrated except the one that built it. It also left us with a bunch of street signs that no one could fucking read.
Exactly.
Anthony Koch, the commodification of citizenship and the downfall of Western civilization. Canada must remember what it is or risk ceasing to be anything at all. And are we at the point, have we passed the point of no return? Are we fucked? Are we totally foobarred? Are we fucked up beyond all reason? Is there any coming back? My own opinion, I don't think so. Blake, go ahead.
Well, I think from our other day's conversation, I think there is a hope because, as you said, I don't know if the U.S. wants to see right on their border, their largest unprotected border, a country that's turning into Venezuela. They don't want the Marxists in control. They don't want to. It's a security risk. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
have insanity and uncontrolled immigration on the border because you know what? Those people aren't going to stay in Canada. Canada, as soon as the money dries up and they get their free money, it disappears because Canada's bankrupt. Guess where all those people are going to go? They're going to move en masse into the U.S. And that is the risk. The U.S. can't have 5 or 6 million people, or by the time it happens, maybe 10 million just flooding across the border from every third world country you can think of, because it's just you won't be able to sustain it, just like you couldn't from the southern border. So I think Canada has a responsibility to send those people home. Very simply, don't renew their visas, and that's all you have to do. Is there's a plane, there's an airport. It's time for you to go home by December 31st. You're out of here. If you're not out of here, you're now no longer lawfully in Canada. That means you can be shipped out of here quickly. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Americans might get fed up with it faster than a lot of our progressive nutcases up here do.
Yeah, and I want Sue to put this one up because this is the last link in the chat there, Sue, from Kirk Lubimo. Kirk Lubimo, can you see that one?
Mm-hmm.
And Blake, this is something near and dear to you. I just love this. Talk about 51st State, Carney, Canada. You've been watching Carney.
Yeah.
Double speak, the mixed messaging of tighter alliances with Europe. Well, Elbows Up is looking to be a big failure. Not only is Alberta and Saskatchewan the first to start bringing back American booze, Jack Daniels got to have it, but we got this going on. Kirk Lubinov, holy shit, it's getting reported that Mark Carney negotiation with Donald Trump's tariffs include giving America guaranteed first right of refusal on Canada's natural resources. This is the opposite of diversification and total submission. Never mind becoming a 51st state, Canada will essentially become a colony without any of the benefits. Carney's colossal Canada-U.S. pact, it would give America a first right of refusal on Canadian minerals. People briefed on the negotiations say the U.S. would be guaranteed the first right. This is quite a prize at a time when countries around the world are scrambling to line up their supplies.
Wowzers.
Canada
easy to answer that one.
Okay,
I mean,
talk to me. Yeah.
It's another attempt by the classic, typical bureaucratic Canada class, who basically Laurentian elite, to maintain control so that they can maintain everybody as like a slave state, workers to these guys, so that they never gain the freedom that America would provide, but the assets would the resource assets of the country would still be under those old Hudson's Bay Company bureaucrat type assholes that run our country, and they want to run it through them. So they'll give America first right. They'll give them everything in the book as long as they get to still maintain power. That's what this is about. It just to keep the same power structure in place rather than blow the fucking thing up, end it, which it should. Canada is
hold on, Blake. I really object to swearing. You never see me swear. You won't see that happen to me. Not on my watch, mister. But keep going. It's good.
Well, I just think it's a desperate attempt to placate to the Canadian elite class to say, oh, we're still trying to protect your monopolies. We're still trying to make sure that we're in control here. Trump keeps pushing hard. I think he could break their asses once and for all, because not the EU is going to be able to defend Canada. China will not be able to defend Canada if the U.S. is pissed off. It is not going to happen, folks. The only way you're going to save our country is in an economic union with the United States, and that's the direction to go. I think this is all just bullshit, negotiating kind of stuff, but it's just so classic Canadian bureaucratic crap run by the elites in Canada that just want to keep pocketing money in their own pockets while the rest of us own nothing and supposed to shut up and be happy and not be able to drive any of our freaking cars by 2035.
Okay, this is a really good one here. UK is a defeated country. It took Starmer just 10 months. Now that's efficiency. You can't hell in a world of hurt. Here's the problem. They had Brexit. It was a big victory. Populist reform was rising. And then trouble ensued. The kind of government that they ended up getting, the kind of conservative government of Boris Yeltsin.
Every time you say you call him Boris,
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of like Marty Feldman from Young Frankenstein, isn't he? Walk this way.
Yeah. So that idiot, they're partying at 10 Downing. You got this divide. The people were played, and they did just enough to they maintained power, and it was an incredible victory, and they picked up a lot of seats. They threw it all away and allowed a cartoon character like Keir Starmer to get in charge. Of course, out and out Commeyville, and all the surrounding this lascivious, nature of his relationship. Oh, Cabana Lord. But anyway, all the allegedly, there's all sorts of problems going on with that guy. But England's in real trouble because they've still got the ongoing problem with the newcomers running around in Northern Ireland, the riots there that just exploded. Full props to Tommy Robinson. The guy's been lambasted. He's been vilified. He's been slandered. He's been in prison. That fucker, God bless Tommy Robinson. He came back. He's a week out of jail. He's a day out of jail. And right away, he start backing. This guy will not say die. They got to do something. They got to up it up a bit. Is Blake the guy who made that? That is a different Blake. That's Blake Edwards.
That's my cousin Ed.
That's his cousin Blake Edwards. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, but so England and is there any coming back from them? I don't know, man. I don't think so. Shouldn't Blake be in a cubicle somewhere sniffing his farts? What, Brad? Is that a way you've been away with pygmy people for so long? It's like you had your brain shrunk in New Guinea. This crazy talk, Brad. Just nonsensical. Anyway, just so our hearts go out to England. I don't know if there's any saving England. What do you think about England? Is there any chance for them, Blake? Other than the Lord coming back.
That's right. The rise of King Arthur. I don't know. I mean, they're not as bad shape, even though some people think they are. But Canada is actually a lot worse. Demographically, the changes here have been much more radical and much changing
Really?
quickly.
Do you think so? You really don't?
Well, when the majority, I think they said the population demographic is still around 84 or 86% traditional indigenous Britons, right?
Yeah.
Once you get into the urban centers, that's where you see the big changes. But we'll see. That's the thing. I mean, the danger is that Europe as a whole is going into a whole new level of a return to the time of the Islamic invasion from the south. The Moors are in Spain. There's a threat to the expansionist Ottoman Empire. If that's what's going to have in their backyard now, that's going to be a dangerous time. I have no idea what's going to happen. The people might look what's happening in Ireland, right? That there may be enough revolution to turn the tide on that.
Well, there could be. I mean, there could be that kind of thing. I mean, Blackbird Signal, Dead of Night. We got, the whole race war we talked about the other day. Porch Pineapple, serious question for Blake. Serious question. Have you ever crop dusted, Rachel? So we don't want to be crop dusted.
What are these guys, like 12 years old?
What, are you 12, Porch Pineapple?
I think these guys are actually underage.
Holy smoke.
The way they're talking.
It's just absolutely crazy. Look at her. He's just drooling. But anyway, okay. Well, I got one here for us here to chomp on here, Blake. Okay, I love this. I'm confused. And you've got something on this
Speaking
as well, Blake.
of gas.
Yeah. I'm confused. Yeah, speaking of gas. So does this mean they're, everybody see this? All right. Let me make it big. I'm confused. So does this mean they're buying our gas vehicles and give us electric ones? Are we supposed to surrender our vehicles and buy a new lease, new electric ones? Why should we go into debt because of them? Liberals press ahead with a 2035 gas vehicle ban. In other words, we're going to own nothing and we're going to be miserable. We
You
can't have a
better,
car.
you better take care of our.
What about those poor little classic cars?
Well, it doesn't. All them. That's all going to be gone, right? I mean, this is going to be. There's no road warrior. At the end of the world isn't going to be road warrior. It's not going to be post-apocalyptic road warrior.
Well, that's the thing with a combustible engine, you can manage it, but with an electric one that's controlled with high electronics that are connected to the internet, you could be turned off by the
We
government.
don't have the
like
fucking
that.
infrastructure. If everybody's on
Yeah.
electric, can you imagine? My car's down. It won't start because, well, I'm charging mine, buddy.
It's snowing.
Well,
Oh, I'm dead. It's snowing. I was on my way from
yeah,
British.
look at all those Teslas doing really well in the frozen north.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous because.
But then to counter that,
yeah,
this is important because essentially what Carney is saying, federally they're pressing ahead with that. Our own local premier, EB, and his CCP gang
Infinite wisdom.
are doing the same thing in British Columbia. So they're following, they're going through with it. And then Trump, I posted an article in our private chat there. If you want to bring it up, makes a nice announcement.
It's a big long one he did in private chat.
Yeah, if you go rolling up there, you'll see it there. It's like fourth from the bottom.
EV mandates.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
she's on it.
California and the typical left coast Looney Tunes people are all in alignment with this 2030 and 2035 periods. But then Trump steps in as
What the hell is
a
Katy
hero.
Perry doing?
What's going on over
Katy
there?
Perry is a moron. Well, we know that. But anyway, just leave that to say. But the headline, look at all this shit. Trump terminates California's 2035 ban on gas-powered cars in an EV electric vehicle mandate. Reversal. California Attorney General Rob Bonetta has vowed to fight Trump on this decision. So that's the story. Imagine my shock as we saw Paul Joseph Watson. Go ahead, Blake.
Well, they're like, hopefully, I mean, this is the insanity of Canada versus what's happening in the U.S. At least they're way ahead of the curve. They're stopping this madness. Trump's, taking the MAGA message and he's bringing common sense back to sobering the society. Hey, if people want to buy an EV, you've got a freedom of choice to do that. But the reality is you can't force the entire population into one thing that has yet technologically to prove that it can function in all sets of circumstances. It cannot be used for large scale haulage. So truckers are still going to need diesel to push those big trucks around. They're not going to go very far. And trying to get across our country's vast lands, they're not going to be able to do it. It's just madness. It's classic liberal madness. These progressives are living in these urban hive mind areas. They're all live within tight buildings to each other, and they're all squeezed into their little coffee shops and bars. And that's the essence of their reality. Get them out in the ilderness and into the frozen north. Go stick you in a Tesla. Just see how long you last out there. Yeah. You're done. And even Elon Musk said this cannot happen. So it's great to see that that Trump is taking these fools on and saying, "Yeah, I'm just going to override your bullshit."
Yeah, excellent. Okay, we got one here. Looks like Israel is about to attack Iran. What do you all think about the no war? Orange Diddy, never able to make a deal. Nobody respects Orange. Well, I sure respect him. I love him with all my heart. He's the greatest president in my lifetime. I'm 67 years young. I don't look at it. I look at it like I'm almost 25, ready to go to disco. But the thing is that this Trump is an amazing guy. I just love him. That has nothing to do with Trump. It has everything to do with Middle East politics and Iran and their proxy wars with the... there we go. Holy
there you
Make
go.
America great again, you motherfuckers. But yeah, that's the reality, is that it's not Trump's war. It's Israel and Iran's war. And I think Trump's going to do everything in his power to keep America out of it. Lindsey Graham notwithstanding, and these other fucking rhinos that all they want is war. No more forever wars. End the wars, okay?
Yep.
Trump
Neocon globalists.
Yeah, but you got a lot of globalists shoveling fire, stoking those flames. NATO, rattling their sabers, wanted to go in, making Ukraine guaranteed a member of NATO. Russia's not going to put up with it. America wouldn't put up with missiles in Cuba in 1962. No fucking way that Russia is going to allow Ukraine to have nukes on its border. They will nuke the fuck out of them before that ever happens. So that's my take on that.
You bang on.
Yeah. No, actually, there's a great deal with China. China just got cucked by Trump. And as Blake was just saying, first right of refusal, USA over Canadian goods. Absolutely fantastic. What was that other thing? I think it was the Trump tariff war win with China.
Yeah.
It's a big win.
55.
Big win for Trump on China.
Yeah, they've settled on 55% for China and 10% for the U.S. And
so now China's going to be paying 55% on U.S. Trump wins.
U.S. gets lots of minerals and stuff from
So you'd be wrong about that. You're also wrong about the Donnie Diddler. So you're absolutely fucking wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. You're an absolute fucking moron. Okay, Herc? You've absolutely sunk to a level of a diminished capacity moron. Low grade moron. I'm sorry, Herc, but that's what I'm seeing coming out of you.
Put that video up of those two East Indian guys arguing. You bloody fuck. You fuck. You bloody fuck.
I love that. You know what that is? It's like a 40-year-old virgin. Oh, I would tell you something. What else? We got Sikh. We got Sikh trouble.
Let's check this out.
Oh, okay, Sue's got one.
Let's see what Trump says.
Oh, find Mayor Bass too in her flip flop.
Yeah.
Okay, this
That's
is
a good one to find.
Iran and the war.
You're wrong about that. Trump got a better deal than America's ever had with China.
Okay, let's just check this out.
Okay, let's see what the president says. Our president, I love him so much. A war with Iran would make Iraq look like a skirmish, Senator Rand Paul. If your goal were to bankrupt America's destabilize the world, dragging us into another Middle East war would be the way to do it. That's why I'm glad POTUS promised and brought the country together on a commitment to peace, not more war. Let's hear my president.
Yes.
Make a big over on the far right. Here we go. I love him. There we go. You're doing good.
Well, I'd love to avoid the conflict. Iran's going to have to negotiate a little bit tougher, meaning they're going to have to give us some things that they're not willing to give us right now. I'm the last person. I've kept us out of wars. We defeated ISIS completely, 100%. And I haven't had it's peace through strength. I believe in peace through strength. We're the greatest military in the world. I rebuilt the military, as you remember, for 4 years. I rebuilt the military. And then we gave a chunk of it away, but it was still peanuts. It was a lot, but it was peanuts compared to what we rebuilt. Gave it to Afghanistan, one of the most embarrassing moments in the history of our country.
Yeah, freaking Biden. What the hell were they thinking? They weren't.
Very embarrassing, but we rebuilt the military. We have the greatest, strongest military. We defeated ISIS.
No clap of condescension there.
It was told to be 5 years. It was going to take 5 years, anywhere from 4 to 5 years. We did it in 4 weeks. With, by the way, headed by the general who's now the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. That's why he's there. He said it would take 4 weeks, and he did it in 4 weeks. He did actually a little bit faster. So we have a great country, and we're going to keep it that way.
Best country, greatest country, my beloved president. So, yeah, peace through strength, Blake. Good policy, peace through strength.
Absolutely. And I hope somewhere behind the scenes that they've got James Bond-like characters taking out the assholes that are stirring the pot behind the scene. Because those agents of chaos that are trying to drag everybody into these global conflicts and maintaining them are the problem.
Okay, I had another one here. Oh, okay, hold on. I guess I had it over here. This is back to our neck of the woods, Blake. It's kind of funny. Copy, and then I go here. Oh, I'll just drop it in here. Hopefully this link will work, Sue. Let me know how you get on with it. This is a CTV News one. I just dropped at the bottom. See how it goes. Mm-hmm. Everybody, let's make America great again. Praise God. Okay. Okay. I love this. I'm getting, since Herc doesn't like Trump as much, I'm getting that feeling. It's just a feeling at this point,
A
kids.
sense. I'm getting a sense.
Okay, Blake, here's one for us. Sikh groups are asking Carney to withdraw Indian PM Modi's invitation to the G7 summit. Sikhs on parade. I got a Sikh story after this, but what's going on with the Sikhs?
Well, I mean, Sikhs are want their own separate state, Khalistani state in
Oh, no.
India, and it has been for a long time. So they're Sikh separatists, don't get along with Modi. Modi is not a separatist, and he believes a lot of the Khalistani operatives are terrorists, and we've had actions happen from Canada where now not all Sikhs, but some Sikhs were terrorists that blew up a plane from Canada to India. There's some long-standing hostility between the two. Modi is, in some ways you could argue he's kind of a MAGA India type person. He believes in strong India, which he should be. That's his job.
Yeah.
And they're the most populous country on earth now, and one of the most rapidly rising second world countries, moving towards first world, to counter China. Really, in a lot of ways, they're China's adversary when it comes to
they're two big powers that are
competing for that next. Who's going to be the biggest population in the world to provide all the factory development, tech? They've got a lot going on there. But yeah, the Sikhs in Canada are very nervous because they've been at war with India for a long time.
Yeah. But it says to me, it's interesting. These guys have the kind of influence that they have, that they would even be able to put pressure on the prime minister. A minority within the country can put that kind of pressure to say no to the prime minister of Canada, inviting another legitimate, bona fide, recognizable foreign leader, legitimate. We're not talking, some sort of Idi Amin kind of situation here. Modi's a highly respected individual.
Can you speak to Herc and Porch Pineapple's homophobic comments?
Okay.
Homophobic rants?
Well, come on. Let's not get too. Remember, it's Pride, guys. Come on. Let's be a little gentle with your anal buggering. Okay, please. Settle it. Okay. If you guys want to, just shoot poop yourselves, just take it out. Okay. I'm sure there's a nice liberal channel where they're really railing that up the full flagpole. God bless you guys. God bless the two of you. Yeah. Okay. So my Sikh story is this. I got a friend, right? His last name is Rana Gadget. Okay. Ranogahaec. Rana Gaius. Okay. And this guy is hilarious, Blake, because he during Flight 7 somewhere over Lockerbie, Scotland, right?
The Libyan. No, it's not the Sikh one. That was a Libyan.
What was the Sikh one with the?
That was the one from the one that flew from Vancouver to India that was blown out of the sky.
It got blown up and over.
It was like a. No, it was between Canada and India.
You get caught between Canada and India. Yeah. Anyway, it was a horrible thing. So my buddy is just sitting at home, and he picks up the phone, and they go, he goes, hello? And, it's the old days, right? Pick up phones, before cell phones, right? This is an 80s. And the voice on the phone goes, the Sikhs will kill again. And hangs up. He's like, what the hell? And then he figured it out because he had this long Croatian last name. Somebody phoned him up thinking it was like an East Indian name. We'll kill again.
Oh, jeez.
I'm so fucking crazy. Anyway, we just had, absolute condolences. We did have 242 people, I believe, were killed, or 242 were on board, and it was on takeoff. So I guess somehow the aircraft lost power. Everyone's worst nightmare. And remarkably, as Porch Pineapple says, there was one guy that was able to survive this. So our hearts go out. I mean, so many people. This, of course, the Indian people. And I'm sure the Canadian visiting is more than likely kind of a dual citizen as well. Anyway, very sad. And just our condolences. It was just beyond comprehension to picture 240 people just going like that. Just it's horrible. Blake, I see on the clock of the wall it's 12:58. My mom's coming. My birth mother, who I'm back in relation with, and all this sort of stuff. We're talking. So we're going. Her and me and Scoozy are going to have a great time. My kid's coming up from Victoria on Sunday, so it's going to be a little family thing.
That's
So
great.
we're going to have a long weekend here on the Political Nooner. I know, liberals, settle down, just be calm. We'll be back on Monday, full force. Blake, what do you got planned for tomorrow, Friday?
Well, I wasn't going to be around tomorrow anyways because
Yeah.
I'll be out working on some of my placer mining claims.
Yeah.
That's the hope. If the weather stands good, so I'm hoping it's going to stay warm.
Yeah, it's been a little.
So this
It's
is
starting
really,
to shift a bit. It's been such a
Yeah.
beautiful, warm week. Go ahead, Sid.
So the guy, the one lone survivor,
The lone
said there was a
survivor.
loud there was a loud noise before the plane crashed.
A
before
loud
the plane
noise.
went down. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see.
Well, that could mean anything.
it could mean anything, but
It could mean anything
wow.
because it didn't blow up. There was no
But
explosion.
here, just share the. I'm not going to share the
Yeah.
picture of the crash,
Yeah.
but here's a picture of him walking.
Walking out. Yeah,
He
just
walked
show-
away from it. He
He
actually walked.
away from it.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Talk about angels around that guy. Holy smokes.
Okay, and then you can scroll down. Justin Vishwash something or other.
There he is. He's
Oh,
walking.
that him in the white shirt
Yeah.
with a little red blotch on his shoulder.
Yeah. So sad.
Oh, that's horrific. Yeah.
Oh, he's
That's right.
limping. Yeah, he got hurt.
Well, yeah. I mean,
He's
you
going to
wonder
the
why,
ambulance,
right?
Yeah.
Well, to walk away like that and
Mhm.
everybody else didn't make it, that is
Nobody knew that.
that's actually a miracle.
Wow.
Herc, I don't even understand. Is that a street name in Vancouver? I'm not quite. You finish on Nekanusi. I have no idea what you're doing there. It's just absolutely crazy, Herc. Absolutely seek help.
If you guys come in like this tomorrow, I'm gonna time all you.
Well,
out,
they aren't going.
just
We're
so
not
you
even
know.
going to be.
We're
here.
not we're off. We're taking the day off
I'm
tomorrow.
taking the day
Oh, we're
off.
taking the day off
Mom's
tomorrow.
over because we got Patreon. Our Patreon. I
Yeah,
do have a Patreon,
perfect.
folks. And if you want to support me on the old Patreon, I'll drop a link for that.
That's music chat tomorrow, right?
That's yeah. I have a Patreon. We talk music and stuff. It's non-political, but it's good if you want to support the channel. You want to support what I do. You want to support me and Scoozy. It's a great way, and we appreciate it. Everybody, it's $5 a month. Comes out like 48 cents an episode because we do really 3 shows a week. But anyway, folks, I will be back on Sunday morning on my other channel, Ghost Stew. And again, anybody interested in that channel can watch the antics over there on Ghost Stew. And again, it's not as political sort of thing. And I want to thank everybody for watching, liberals included, for tuning in. We appreciate it. I like teasing you buggers. And you're a good lot, but holy crap, you guys got some crazy ideas. We just look, you think of me.
Beautiful hairstyle. Right?
I make a great blonde. All right, everybody. For me and Blake,
Okay, bye,
much
Herc.
love, and we'll see you kids on Monday. Back with another political nooner. Take care.
Sounds
Thanks, Herc,
good.
Porch Pineapple, all you guys. We love you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
And Brad Teal, welcome.